All right, we are out here with Nameless. I am Saint Godric, and this is an episode of The Archive.
Whoop, whoop.
Flames, they whisper low.
So Nameless, we are out at a Grand Duchy event. For those who aren't familiar with how your kingdom does Grand Duchies,
Yeah.
explain that a little bit. Like, what are they? How's it work?
I would say Grand Duchy is the regional event. So like you've got your tri-state area, which is your kingdom, and which will be Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana. So I would say this is an event for basically the state of Kentucky.
Okay.
Is the best way to describe it.
And so, yeah, but what Grand Duchies? Most kingdoms don't have those.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, what
So our Grand Duchies are a group of parks rather than just one really big park. So we've got 6 parks now. We've got 6 parks in Ebon March, which is our Grand Duchy. We've got, the Grim Garrison, Stormbridge, Huron's Grove, Five Oaks, and the newest one, which is Direwolf Rest. So it's basically, our Grand Duchies are basically a group of parks compared to other kingdoms where they're just one really big one.
Yeah, and so you can give out awards, right? It's essentially a big park. You can't give out kingdom awards, but you can get really close, right?
Yeah. I think the highest we are able to give out at our Grand Duchies are ace.
Okay.
So it gets you, I think it's a really good buffer to get you into the kingdom level.
I agree. And it gives people reps, right? Like cooking food, there's what, maybe 7,500 people here?
Sometimes,
right?
yeah.
So good reps on running games and on doing different things that bigger than park, but not all the way jumping in for them yet.
Yeah, it's a very good starter into what you should expect out of kingdom stuff.
What up, E? So E here is, what's your official title this weekend? Feastocrat.
Yep.
Favorite meal that you've cooked this weekend and why?
Oh, this weekend?
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked the hand hash that I made. That's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
So that's why I made it, because I liked it. So
it was delicious.
I'm glad you are.
We're talking a little bit about the difference between like Grand Duchy and Kingdom events and why these are good like starter for people, because you can get your feet wet, but it's not too bad.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Cool. Thanks, man. So you can walk over here, I guess.
Yeah.
So Nameless, tell us a little bit about how you started in the game, how long you've been playing, who are you?
I started in the game because of my friend Sin. So I've been in the game since October of 2019, so that would be 6 years this year. And it's been fun ever since I started. It kind of sucked because I started and in about 6 months COVID hit and shut the game down.
Yeah.
And then there was that, year and a half period where we didn't play at all. But ever since we came back from the pandemic, it's just kind of been like wide open playing and stuff.
So in Kentucky the whole time? At the same park the whole time?
Yeah. GG the whole time, Kentucky the whole time. I don't plan on moving, but if I did happen to move, I would be sad to leave it.
So Grand Duchy level,
Yeah.
what is your involvement and what has it been in the past, right? Like, I know that you haven't done kingdom level office leadership, but you have been involved with the Grand Duchy, correct?
Yeah, I've been Grand Champion and I've been Grand Duke. Okay. I was Grand Champion for 6 months, and then I was Grand Duke for a whole year. So Grand Duke's like the monarch.
Yeah. Which one's more difficult?
Honestly, they're both fairly simple for both of them. But I will say I think the Grand Duke was more complicated.
Okay.
Because when the Grand Duke goes through, of course you're making your schedule, and then you want to try. At least I tried to make it so we visited all the parks evenly, or tried to make it even. And I think just as monarch, you're the face of it. So you want to try to keep everything involved and keep your name on everything you're trying to do. To be like, hey, we're doing this, and then I think that's how you could stand out as Grand Duke.
I got you.
Because and you could, just run events, give out awards, and that's it. But I like to go a little above and beyond, and try to keep that camaraderie going.
And I think your Grand Duchy does that well.
Yeah.
Like everybody in Kentucky loves these events.
Yeah.
And they all come out to these. I feel that from someone who is looking from the outside in.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, and that's awesome that we have built that up to be that. And it's to the point now we get people from, outside of our Grand Duchy, even outside of our kingdom sometimes.
Yep.
That come up here.
Oh, we've got people here from 4 states, 5 states right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, for sure. I'd say maybe even somewhere out west,
We
probably.
might need to back up. I think. Okay. So, when you first started,
Yeah.
what was the thing that hooked you? Like, what was the like? Okay, I came out. I had fun on the first day. I can't wait to go back and do.
I think honestly, just fighting. Like it was nice to be able to relieve that stress, you know. Like you obviously can't hit people,
Yeah.
but it was just something about just having your phone sword or whatever, and then like being able to just hit someone with it.
That is the most common answer.
Yeah,
Is that
honest to goodness, and it felt good, and then and really that's what brings you into the game. And then I think as I learned the fighting aspect, that's when the class gaming started. Once I figured out the class gaming, I think that's when more of the actual like service stuff started.
Yeah.
And then now it's all just kind of together. And like to me now, I mean, I'm even in like the crafting circle now.
Yeah.
So like,
It's the game is so wide.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to you can have fun in a lot of different ways.
correct, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cool because like it's nice too. So like when I get tired of doing service, I know I can just go battle game. And then like as far as crafting goes and stuff too, like I usually only craft for like my friends and things. So when I do craft, it's something I can take pride in, and it gives me like a nice little, hey, this is like
I'm doing this for a reason.
I'm doing this for a reason.
It's not just he's not like me just making stuff for tournaments.
Right,
He's
yeah.
making stuff for friends, getting knighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good there. Being able to give back to the community, I guess, would be a good way to put that.
It's always fun to make stuff for your friends and then see them get all happy.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's the
mean?
best- one of the best
it
feelings,
is,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, even if you like drew a stick man on a piece of paper,
Yeah,
they're gonna be
they-
so appreciative of it.
They still love it.
Yeah, that's the best part.
So you've ran events.
Yeah,
You are at what, 9 lions?
9 lions,
9 lions, 9 battle?
9 battle, yeah,
9 battle,
and 8 crowns.
8 crowns. So
Yep.
you're high up in ladder awards
Yep.
on multiple different
Yeah,
tracks, right?
Yeah.
How do you manage that? Because I know a lot of people only do one
yeah,
and then they get really burnt out on that one.
yeah,
So how can you progress up the ladders
yeah.
without burning yourself out?
I
And
think
multiple of them.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. You really have to play it in like an every 3 months kind of thing. So that's very much how my brain was like, hey,
Okay.
I'm gonna do this for 3 months, and I'm gonna I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna do this for 3 months and stop. And like even when you're in office, even when you're running events, even when you're doing those kinds of things, you have to be able to as well find time to do things that you enjoy. So like even when you're autocrating and stuff, you have to take and just tell your team like, hey, I need an hour and just go play a game. Like I think every auto should find time to do something that they enjoy,
Agreed.
because I think that does help keeping you from getting burnt out.
Find the thing that you love, and
Yeah.
even when you're serving or doing something that that isn't that, you still make time for that.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Like I will always love battle gaming, and I know like if I start getting real tore up and like leadership stuff, or I know that I can always just kind of step back from that and just go play the game.
Yeah. So tell me, so you love battle gaming. I like the tunic you've got on.
Yeah.
Tell me about your fighting company, how you got into it.
Yeah. So this is part of the Kingmakers. St. Goddard was like, hey, we should start this. So we started it. And it's pretty cool though. You know, we were a team for 6 months and took 3rd place in the Rising Winds Bridge Wars,
And it was close 3rd place.
which is a close 3rd place. And that's a very awesome feat. And like, we're just a good group of people.
What would you say to the people that say fighting company is too toxic, we don't like the environment?
Yeah, I think change your culture. Like if you feel that the fighting company culture is toxic, then change it. You know, go out.
What does that look like?
So if you see like a fighting company that's like real toxic, that's like, hey, you can't do this or that, blah blah blah, as long as you're fighting with us and stuff, you just say no. Just go start your own and be like, hey, I want to do this differently.
We're doing it differently.
Yeah.
Well, but what about if it is a kingdom level thing, right? It's like my kingdom
Yeah.
has a really poor culture around fighting companies, not just my specific company,
Yeah.
but
The whole
whole thing,
culture.
yeah.
I think a lot of that comes back to just the leadership that you can do. Everybody has a voice. And you have to be ready to voice it. So if you feel there's something that needs change, don't be afraid to change it.
just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in our game that says you have to follow the way the culture is.
What does that be? The change you want to see?
Yeah, be the change you want to see, pretty much, yeah.
Thing is?
And I know a lot of people are kind of nervous when it comes to that.
Uh-huh.
But we play a game to where we escape from our real lives. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want this to not be fun. The moment you start hating this, you'll hate it the rest of your life.
And there's no reason to stick.
Correct.
Right? There's no reason to hang out and still keep doing what you're doing.
Right. And I think when you start feeling that way, that's when it's time to make a change.
Uh-huh.
And you can either do 2 things. You can leave, or you can be part of the change.
Uh-huh. So you're in a somewhat of a unique situation.
Yeah.
I'm following Doot right now with the camera.
Yeah.
The purple hat right there.
Yeah.
Doot is your underbelt,
That's correct. Yeah, that's my man.
but not in your fighting company.
Correct.
How do you manage that? Because most people,
Yeah.
I would say not all, but a very common thing in our game, right?
Yeah.
Is both.
Right. Yeah.
How do you manage?
I think it's pretty easy, honestly. I'm more or less being like, my whole thing as an overbuilt is like, hey, what did you do this event that made you feel like you stood out, and what did you do that made you feel like you didn't stand out? And then we'll, deep dive into that on what we can do better next time. I do that with both my underbelts pretty often.
And so is it like a post-event recap?
Kind of,
Just
yeah.
a regular-
Basically, yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and then of course, we're cool with each other. We joke around, have fun, hang out a little bit. And like really too, like, just because someone's your underbelt, you don't have to drag them into your fighting company either.
I agree.
I think it's cool to keep that separation, because I know if I go to fight Dude, I'm going to want to fight Dude harder because I want Dude to do better. And then vice versa. Dude's going to do the same to me.
It's pushing each other to be better.
Correct, yeah.
Some of the most fun that I have in this game is fighting against my friends.
Absolutely.
And I love fighting with them too.
Yeah.
Fighting against my friends
Yeah.
is even more fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's one of my favorite things. I think a good example is like whenever, we fought in, I think it was 23 Bridge Wars, and it was ED versus FC or whatever.
Yep.
It was one of the best fights I've ever had in my life, and it was so fun.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
And we both got on the same side of the lane too for
Yeah.
20 minutes or
Yeah, and it was
but-
awesome. And like that, just in that moment, being able to just beat on my homeboys
Yep.
was wonderful.
And there's also this like, when I'm fighting with my friends,
Yeah.
we both know that there is no, if an accident does happen, it
Yeah.
wasn't purposeful.
Absolutely.
There is
Yeah.
this, I don't know what you want to call it, like an assumed goodwill.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, dude, that headshot. I'm so sorry. It's all good, man. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Where in other competitive environments, that's
Yeah.
not always the mentality
Right.
people have.
And I think something cool as well too is your friends, so you know what they can take.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm fighting like let's say Madness or something, I know Madness can handle a little bit faster shots, a little bit harder shots, and then he does the same to me.
Yep.
And like we're able to actually fight each other in a way that we enjoy.
That pushes each other.
Pushes each other, yeah.
Yep. So what do you think the role is? So you're not a knight yet.
Yeah, right.
You are getting close.
Yeah.
How have you thought about what that's going to look like when it comes to belt line and how that works? Like, what do you see the role of belt lines in the game?
I think I'm your squire, and I really like the way we have the leveling system.
Explain that.
So like you've got, if you're level 1 through 3, you're a page. If you're level 3 through 7, you're a man at arms or woman at arms. And then 7 and above, you're a squire.
Yep.
I really like that because I feel like when you really like see people who are like pages or like at arms and stuff, you're like, hey, like, what does that mean for your belt line? Most people are just like, oh, it's just a belt.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's cool to kind of have that. It's almost like an achievement in your line. And I like that.
It's internal motivation. And I know not everyone needs that.
Right. Yeah.
I personally did.
Yeah.
And the people that I pick up tend to appreciate it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really enjoy that aspect because it's like, it's like an awarding system within an awarding system. So you're like my mentor notices me kind of thing. And I like that feeling.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You have Doot, who we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
You have
Nam
Nam, who is
somewhere. Yeah, I think they're playing. I think they're
Oh,
they're Archer. The green and black.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how have you found as the mentor role
Yeah.
differing for those two? So like, because it's people learn different.
Yeah.
How do you manage multiple learning styles?
Yeah, that's fair.
in one?
That's a tough one, honestly. I don't think it's that their learning styles change. It's that I keep my teaching style the same.
Okay.
So, like I said, I go through like the post-event stuff and all this.
Walk to the other side.
I do know one thing, like the biggest differences, especially when it comes with like Dude. Me and Dude will like transfer back and forth on like spell lists and things. To whereas me and Nam are just like, hey, how can I do this more effectively on the field type stuff. So like if Nam's playing Archer right now, how can I be more of a menace by like moving around the line and such and things like that. But I think that's the biggest difference. I think Dude is very much like, hey, I'm gonna try to play my way, but if you don't mind helping me like with these interactions specifically. So I will say that's the
So it's different needs from different people.
correct, yeah.
Yeah, because I get that 100% because I have underbelts who are, I don't want to, who need different things from me.
Right, yeah.
Some are self-starters, and I'm literally encouragement.
Yeah.
Other people, here, hold on, I'm gonna turn this around.
Oh, okay.
Other people don't need encouragement at all. They're good,
Right.
but they need knowledge.
Like a support system.
Yeah, it's just different things for different people,
Yeah.
and figuring that out.
Yeah.
You know. Over there, crossbow, right?
Yeah, crossbow. Yep.
Cool. Crossbow's fun.
It is. It's an awesome play style.
So, are both of your underbelts pursuing similar belts to you?
I think so. Yeah. I think they're both definitely battle paths. And the cool thing is sometimes they do like I do, and they'll do service here and there. Like Nam has been PM a lot, and I know Dude's been PM a couple times. I don't think they've done any roles outside of those, but they do sometimes kind of step over into the service a little bit. So it kind of matches out evenly. Whereas I'll battle game, I'll service, I'll battle game. So they're kind of similar in that way.
We're zooming in to highlight Parhelion being frozen forever.
That's awesome. It's the curse of the paladin, y'all. Don't play it.
So if both of them are battle, you're comfortable teaching battle.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel equipped if you had a underbelt who was focused on like ANS? And I know that you said you're getting into ANS,
Yeah,
but I don't think that you would say it's your...
So in that role, I think I will definitely, as an overbelt, find someone who can help them. So like, if they are my underbelts and I don't know something, I will find somebody that knows it to try to teach them a little bit of it. I really like being that support, you know. And if I did have a crafting style underbelt, then it would definitely be more of like you got this, you know, what can I do to help you?
Yeah.
I'm going to find whoever I need to help you to learn whatever you're trying to get mastered in.
I have always felt that I am strong enough in all areas of the game to get most people started.
Yeah.
And then if you need something more than that, we can figure it out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I agree with that. And then like at that point too, like if they're, you know, if they do find another overbelt that's more suited towards their crafting things, go. Like, it's totally fine. I want you to be the best person in this game you can be at what you want to do.
100%. I think that is a mindset that often gets lost in a lot of belt lines.
Yeah.
Right? It's that idea of like, you're here and you're mine and you're stuck and you can't leave. And like, I think that's so toxic.
Yeah. And I know.
I hate that.
And I'll talk to my underbelts. I'm like, hey, how's everything going?
Yep.
Like, if you found someone like that suits you better, like just let me know. This is just a little reminder.
And I'll help.
And I'll help.
Right? Like,
right, yeah.
if you have someone that you think is going to help you in whatever better, let me know, and I can probably, I know that person most likely.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
And like the thing is too, like, that's just like, if you're like, hey, you're mine and you can't go anywhere else, that's just not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Like, just in that, like, we play a game. Like, you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to ruin the game for somebody.
I agree.
And I've seen people who are overbelts who have just completely ruined the game for their underbelts.
Agreed. Talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about your first night and that relationship, because I know she was special to you.
Yeah. So my first night was Nameless Soulweaver. She was awesome. She wasn't a fighter. She wasn't, you know, she was just a very caring person, very loving, very awesome. And she passed away from cancer and stuff. And I've been trying to, you know, that's when I look at people in Amtgard, that's the person you should try to be. Just someone that loving and caring. Like, she didn't care who it was, what you were, or anything. And she was just there for you. It was just awesome.
What from her do you try to emulate with your underbelts? Like, what characteristics?
Just that, almost like that, like, she was very motherly. So almost that, like, what sibling-ish child thing, I guess, really. Like, I'm your teacher. I'm going to be your mentor, like your actual support system. What can I do to help you, kind of thing. And just, I will never degrade you for anything you do wrong. I will tell you did wrong.
I will call it out, but I won't degrade.
Right, but I won't degrade you. And I think that was something that she was very, very good at, was being like, hey, you did awesome at this. And she was like, next time, maybe try to fix this or fix that.
Yeah.
And that was just so good for me.
She had a spirit about her that she was always approachable, even when she was disappointed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then like, if you made her mad too, you really felt like you were about a foot tall after she got done talking to you.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because she's this little bitty woman.
Yeah, all her 90 pounds.
She was awesome. Yeah, I do miss her.
She was great.
Yeah.
So with belt lines,
Yeah.
okay, do you feel that people can approach you and ask? Do you want to go and ask people to join? Are both okay?
Yeah.
Do you have a preference? How does that?
I think both are fine. I will say both of mine I personally asked because I knew the vibes were there. So if someone
Explain that. When you say the vibes,
so like
Yeah.
I'm a very like uppity person, very energetic, and I think I noticed out of like Nam and Duke both, they're very, just positive people, and they want to learn. They enjoy winning, but it's not number one. And then things like that, I guess, would be a good way to put vibes. I guess would be
do I want to hang out with these people?
absolutely
Right.
yeah, right.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
Yeah, no.
for me, do I want these people around my family?
That's a good one.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
because like I can fight with someone in my fighting company,
Yeah.
and we can get along just fine.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean I want them to come over for dinner,
Right. Yeah.
right? But my belt line,
Yeah.
that is more of a strict requirement.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I want you to be able to go out to dinner with my family and it be good.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to put it. Because I think we've done it plenty of times. We all went out to eat a bunch. I definitely think that's a good way to put it. Would I have these people around my family kind of, because they do kind of become your family.
They do, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think some people take that too far and it becomes like too much of an issue.
Right. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
family.
You gotta know where to draw the line.
Yeah, there's a healthy amount of it.
Yeah. You gotta know where to draw the line.
Yeah, I get that for sure. You're good.
That's a good throw.
Ooh, I want to see the back of your tunic. We saw the front.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's sick. That's cool.
Yeah. So the sword and the crown obviously are part of our heraldry. So then we allow the people who are members to have their own sword and crown. So that's my like laurel and like the gladius or whatever.
Yeah, so the fighting company heraldry is you need to have a sword and a crown, but you
Yeah.
can stylize it
Yeah.
however you want.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. And it looks sick.
It does look
It
cool.
looks sick.
Who made that?
A person named Finch made this, the heraldry.
Cool.
For me.
And then the tunic.
The tunic made Angel Kresh.
Crash.
Angel Kresh made the
With
tunic for me.
2 S's.
Two S's.
Because if
Okay.
you put one in the if you put one in the orc, it doesn't show up. It's like
It's so
I
weird.
know.
Yeah, no, she killed it too. This is awesome.
No, it's sick. Is that an area that you think you'll ever get into? Sewing?
Absolutely not.
How come?
My swords are lucky they have covers. I do say though, like I have been enjoying like the chest building and the leather working and stuff. And I think I'm up to 7 owls now too. So I'm kind of excited to be on that path.
We can walk that way and show that chest if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And show everybody else a little bit more of the event.
Yeah.
This archive is obviously different than the other ones we've done. My goal is not only do I want to talk to Nameless, introduce him to you all, but I also think it's cool just to see the different event sites and see how things are going and when we say we're at a LARP event, what does that mean?
Right, yeah.
When you're talking to friends and family,
Yeah.
I know that you were really big on recruiting. Your
Yeah.
park is huge.
Right, yeah.
You're a large part of that.
Correct, yeah.
When you are describing AmpGuard to friends and family,
Yeah.
how are you convincing them to come try it? Like what is
Yeah.
the language that you use?
So I tell people, especially around my age, that it's like the stick tag version of Call of Duty.
Mm.
And I mean, that's literally it.
It
Like
is.
it's a points-based system, and that's the best way to explain it genuinely.
Mhm.
Like you have, 2 points on your torso, 1 point on your arm or whatever, and then you die when you get to 2 points.
Yep.
And when I like, I'll show them videos. I think the biggest part is showing people what we do. So I'll show videos, show pictures.
My go-to is a keep video with the castle
Yeah.
because I think that's the one that people are like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually,
Whoa, look who it is.
Not in garb yet.
Look at
Hey,
this kid not in garb.
Yet.
So if you're a long time watcher of the channel, Madness, you'll recognize him. You doing all right, buddy?
Oh, living the dream. How are you?
Good. We are experimenting with a new format for the archive. So doing the questions like we normally do, but walking around and showing event sites and
Yeah.
everything else. Yeah,
So you're showing the mud pit.
pretty much.
we're getting there.
We're getting there. So, well,
Oh, that's sick.
that is cool. I like the gold. Appreciate it. That's
Nice.
cool, dude.
How's it fit?
It's pretty good.
Good.
I like it. The newer designs are
lightweight,
Yeah.
slicker, but barely meet the requirements for lacrosse.
Yeah.
So I got one of the older styles.
Yeah.
Incidentally, it's cheaper because it's last year's model.
Yeah.
So works out perfect.
Yeah, I think it's a good moment to show like some of our stuff we can use for safety.
It got in about 20 minutes ago, and since I got rocked so bad last time, that's why I waited today till it came in.
Well, that's fair. That's totally fair.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll catch you in a minute, all right? So we're now walking this site. The truck right here.
Oh, you said
Yep. This site doesn't mind vehicles being parked here. Some events are different, right? Different things.
Yeah.
So where we're walking now is where a lot of the tents are set up. Nameless's car is back over here. But with the site we're at the Kentucky Horse Park.
Yep.
It is off-grid, right? It is a primitive camping.
Yep.
Some people hate that. What is your take on what makes a good site for?
If it's flat, really, I like good flat spots to camp. It's it sucks when you're on a hill. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
It is nice. Like the amenities are fine. I'm a little different. I don't mind the primitive camping.
No, I don't
like
either.
I don't mind, having to go out in the woods and use the bathroom if I need to, or a porta potty, or. And then as far as like food goes, I don't mind just eating like cold cut sandwiches and stuff. I do know like some people like having shower houses. Some people like having
We have a
bathrooms.
shower house here. It's just
It's far away.
It's far away.
It's far away. It ain't worth going to.
It is there if you need it.
Right. But yeah, and I think that's really it. I just like a nice flat site.
Yeah.
The grass makes a difference too. But this grass out here is kind of long, so it'll rip you to shreds real good.
Well, and
Take too many knees.
if it's wet.
Oh, it's even worse. Yeah.
Thing about it.
Yeah.
So what did you make and what are you about to show?
Okay, so this what I made is a knighting chest. It's in the front. I'm gonna put my stuff back here. So I made this for the knighting of Subutai Ulfgar. He's a real good friend of mine.
Knighting is tonight.
Tonight's night, yeah.
I'll put a link to the ceremony in the video here, so if you want to
Yeah.
go back and watch it,
Yeah.
you guys can watch.
So this is his chest. Oh, it's big. It's made of wood. So I made this specifically because his knees are bad. So he's not really good at like getting up and down on the ground. So I made this so he can sit on it during his knighting. And then of course you can take the lid off. Cool. You got the inside. My partner, Cersei, made the seat part.
That's awesome.
And
I love
then-
the fabric.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
nice
really-
gold look.
That's a really cool choice.
And then she bought him a Mongolian style hat.
Awesome.
So that's in there as a surprise. He doesn't even know about that yet.
Cool.
And then as far as the box design goes, obviously I had to build it for heavy duty use to be able to set on. When I painted it, I tried to paint it like a Mongolian style.
Yeah, because that's what his theme
That's what his theme is. He's Mongolian. Yeah. So I try to give it that, just ornate Mongolian look. And then you got his heraldry right here in the middle, which is the little jaguar looking thing. I don't know what it's called. And then you've
It's
got
a snow leopard.
snow leopards don't have wings, okay?
A snow leopard griffin.
And then over here you've got like the the Genghis Khan emblem or whatever. And then on the back I just kind of left it blank.
Yeah.
Just to match the rest of the box.
That's cool.
So, but that's that.
So you have said that you're getting into A&S more.
Yeah.
Right? What is advice that you would give to someone who is wanting to break into something, not sure how to do it, not sure where to start? Because that can be intimidating, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I will say first things first is be ready to fail. You're not going to learn if you don't fail.
Yeah. Agreed.
So I also think Jeremy and RJ took off with all my water.
Did they?
I think so.
Did they go run into town?
I have no idea. I don't know where.
Because they're still here. I mean, they're going to be here because we've got the ceremony today.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so I think just don't be afraid to fail. That's the big part of it.
yeah. So as we close, any advice that you would give to someone who's been playing maybe, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
They look up to you at Kingdom, they
Okay.
look up to you at your Grand Duchy,
Yeah.
and they want to be like Nameless when they grow up.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that look like to you?
Um,
What advice could you give to them?
Stay positive. When you start to feel down, do something else. I've noticed recently, I myself took a break from my hobby to do other hobbies. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. Take a break.
Yep.
Like I think that's the biggest piece of advice for a 2 or 3 year person is just stop for a minute. Smell the flowers.
Enjoy what you're doing.
Smell the flowers. Yeah.
If it's not fun, stop.
Stop. Yeah.
Yep.
Come back to it. You know, you might not enjoy it for 6 months, but you might enjoy it in a year from now.
Yeah, it'll still be there.
Yeah. So, and like this thing, and the thing is too, like, people get so caught up in chasing the awards and things. Like, you just, like I said, you just gotta stop. You just gotta stop.
Just take your time.
Yeah, and that's something I had to learn the hard way. I feel like,
Cool.
and it worked out very well.
Well, Nameless, appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. If you guys have any questions for Nameless, drop them in the comments, and I'll make sure that he comes in and we'll get those answers to you.
Yeah.
And if you like this format, let me know as well. Experiment and see how it goes.
Yep.
So, until next time,
Yep.
peace.
See you, everybody. That was fun.
Flames they